appreciate, the role of a good PR person, a good manager,
Okay.
right? And those people are going to help them to understand that they personally are a brand,
Yeah.
right? One of our early discussions, you mentioned that there's no real substance to the Kardashians,
Yeah.
right? But, because people have created this thing around them and people always want to know what nonsense they're going to do next,
Yeah.
you all of a sudden you find yourself plugged into that matrix.
And then they use that matrix to sell
Correct.
lipstick,
Right.
makeup, everything.
So
known,
now everything
easy.
there's a spin-off, right? But when people start to see athletes as who they are, I mean, Cleopatra Borrell shared her story about her fibroid operation on IG, and you see all the people who are saying, "Oh my gosh, I am battling with this too. Thank you for sharing this story. Oh my gosh, even though you went through this thing, look how you're still training as an athlete. You work so hard." And because whether it be relatable or inspiring, one way or another, people now have an interest. Cleo's in Brazil, bet your bottom dollar more people are gonna look out for her results, right? Because now there's that connection, there's that buy-in, right? Athletes who I've worked with, I already have a connection with them, so I would follow them wherever they are. Whether it's a footballer in Kazakhstan or Vietnam, one of the footballers, so he and I used to have a lot of banter when I first started working with the team. And for me, I got to learn that was just him testing me, seeing what I was made of, if I could really hang with these guys, whatever. And now we talk, and he was playing in Vietnam, and I found myself going online to look out for results in that league, in Indonesia, sorry. All right, and Indonesian league, I would not have cared about the Indonesian league if he wasn't playing there.
Right.
And watching his team go from near relegation, etc., and surviving that whole thing. That's what a connection with an athlete will do. And if they don't take the time to make themselves approachable, then they miss a huge opportunity for themselves and the sport.
I like how you talk about Cleopatra Borrell and her story. I think that there are always infinite stories in sports. Very, very, very inspirational stories. And the thing is this is life happening continuously, consistently.
Correct.
And I believe that we need to get companies. Everything is about social responsibility and whatnot. I think companies should be socially responsible now in sponsoring that production or that capturing of that lifetime of these growths, whether it be in teams, whether it be through a reality series, whether it be through social media production or whatever. I think that we need to make that connect now, that investment, to be able to showcase his stories in sport as an intrinsic inspirator.
He said it best already, relatable and inspiring.
Relatable,
I think that's it for this podcast. We could shut it down.
I think
that was perfect.
But the thing is, we can't expect the companies to create it.
No, you're damn right. That's why we doing this right here. We have to see it in ourselves first. I mean, you can't just come to somebody and say, "Hey, I have a real best product to buy it from," and they ain't seen nothing yet.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we have to be able to show that, hey, listen, this is real life. People have stories like Rocky, for instance, right? Rocky's a diabetic, nearly died representing his country because he couldn't afford, he couldn't have medication and he couldn't source it in time and had to travel from Germany to Spain and came third in the world because he lost weight. He could eat 4 days.
And I heard
That's
about
a story.
this motherfucker last week.
Yeah?
I heard about him last week from you.
You see this motherfucker?
Imagine that.
You're
Imagine
rip-
that shit. This guy represent our country on an international stage, come third, and I never heard about him.
Never heard. And he's the first person to get a double goal in the Pan Am, right?
Hey,
Okay.
we need to have him on something.
And then so imagine all these stories that you bear witness to, right, throughout your career. Imagine if you were able to produce that, or to imagine if a child was to see the stories that you saw lifetime. What do you think, the industry would be like,
I think
the culture?
I think it would create a greater appreciation for sure. So one of the athletes, I'll call her an athlete still, even though she does not play as much. She's more of a sweater now.
Right.
But one of the athletes who I have a lot of time for, and no matter when she drops me a message or whatever, I will always try and give her advice. I always remember the first day, one of the teams that I've worked with across my time was I worked with under 17 women and under 20 women's football.
Right.
And the first day I showed up for training at UE, funny that you mentioned it, on the backfield. The coach said, come down, see the team play, we'll chat after, and we'll take it from there. At least you'll get an idea for who the girls are, how they could play. And that was a Saturday. The Tuesday you'll start with your first session. And this girl fainted early on in the game, right? A little bit before halftime. It could be just after, but in my memory, it's a little bit before halftime. All right, so run across, grab some Gatorade, whatever, try and cool her down, let the girls give her some space, etc., etc. She comes to, and I chat with her a little bit. I say, hey, what's going on? Did you eat this morning? She said, well, I had a cup of tea. I said, you're a national footballer. You have a practice match today. You all know that, these games right now are important because the coach is trying to cut the squad down to a proper training squad. Like, what you mean you just had a cup of tea? Said, well, I don't have a mom and dad. I'm staying by my grandmother. She left early for market this morning. She prepared some food. And I'm the smallest of my cousins. Right. And they ate everything already. So when I got up, all there was a cup of tea.
Shit.
And that hit me hard. I was like,
wow.
So.
And this girl still came out to play this practice match.
Well, yeah, because she loves football.
Nothing could hold her back.
When you brought your ball the other day, she's a girl who picked up the ball and went to play with it, right?
Okay, right. Wow, that's itself.
Right? Eventually when I got to know a little better, understanding her story and how both her parents died from HIV, etc. And she's here battling that, and I'm just like, wow.
Wow.
Wait, so if you don't mind saying, how old is this girl now?
21.
21 to go through.
And you say that she's sweating now. She's not really.
But she had given up on football for various reasons.
Well, I mean, she's 21. She has.
But she's into the performing arts as well. She loves to
Okay.
play pan, that kind of thing. So that's what she's at UTT doing.
Right.
She's still getting offers to go and study to play football as well. But it's financial, etc. But yes, there are lots of stories like hers out there that can, as gut-wrenching as they are, can also be inspiring and engaging.